Hey there you guys, it's Toasted Fresh, back with another collections update video. Time to bore you once again with a little bit of what I've been collecting over the last couple of weeks. And it's going to be the last collection video on the video games side of things for a while, because I'm going to be focusing more on playing the games rather than keep collecting them. And unless I see something special or cheap, or I don't know, you know what I'm like, I usually just I say that kind of thing and then I'll go out and buy them anyway. But hopefully it's going to be the last one for a while, if I can tear myself away from the charity shops and things. And I'm going to focus more on playing the games. But without further ado, this is what I've been collecting over the last couple of weeks. And my first run-in was, again, Entertainment Exchange, my usual haunt around where I am in Burnley. And I picked up 3 games. The first one, unluckily, I couldn't actually get it because when I took it up to the counter, they had the wrong game, and that was the brilliant Beyond Good and Evil, and that was only £2. But unluckily, I took it up, and the game that was in with the instruction booklet was Simpsons Hit and Run, so I couldn't get it. And it's one of those games that has a brilliant reputation. Another one of those games like Ico and other games that is loaded and never really did well in sales when it was first released, but one of those kind of bucket list games. And I thought, well, that's my chance to actually get it and maybe test it out. And unluckily I was thwarted in that one, but I did pick up another 2 games. I was aiming to just go over £5 so I could use my credit card, but they let me off this time, seeing as they were kind of at fault. And I picked up Vex, another platformer, and I got this because it also got somebody who I know, Lifespiller79, said this is a pretty good game. It came complete. Now I remember this, I think it came out first for the original Xbox and it only came to the PlayStation 2 later. It was kind of, it must have not been an exclusive, an Xbox only one, but they must have some kind of deal where they got it first and then it went to the PlayStation later. That's how I remember it anyway. And it's meant to be a pretty solid platform, open world kind of game. So made by Acclaim. So hopefully that one will be a pretty good title to go out and play at some point. And I also picked up a game from a TV series that I had great fondness for. I used to watch it back when it first came out. I remember watching all the new episodes as they came out, and that is the Futurama game, and that cost me £3, which is pretty good for usually what I end up spending. Like Vex was only £1 and this was 3, and it's complete. And I got this because I don't know why they put that in upside down, but they did. And I got this because it as well, it's meant to have a reputation, I think, of being, some people said this is pretty good for the kind of cash-in game to a TV series. It's meant to be not too bad, not absolutely mind-blowing or that 100% perfect game, but very good and very enjoyable apparently, with lots of nods to the TV series and things like that. You can play as Leela, I think, Bender and Fry, and it's just a plot against Mom, who's the usual villain, I think is the villain of this. But that again looks like tremendous fun, and for me being a fan of the series, it's going to be a good one to go and watch. Later on, I went back to Entertainment Exchange and I ended up picking up some anime, which I may put that in another video. I picked up 2 absolute classics of anime, Ninja Scroll and Ghost in the Shell. After I got another couple of anime from Liverpool, I've sort of got on a bit more of a collecting bug with those as well. And I picked up a couple of games just coincidentally while I was there. I picked up XG3, Extreme G Racing for 35p, and that's Acclaim again, and Storm. And luckily there's no instruction booklet in that. But that's kind of like a roll cage, kind of wipeout, super high speed, you know, over 700 mile an hour kind of arcade racer, but with bikes instead of hover cars or whatever. It's bikes. So it looks like it might be, I don't know, not too bad I suppose, but for 35p I suppose you can't complain. It might be one of those to surprise you. I also picked up Formula 1 2002 for 50p. And I picked that up because I got this another time from Car Boot, and it didn't have the game in it, just had the DVD, because it comes with a DVD for the 2001 season review if you're into your Formula 1. which I'm not a massive fan of Formula 1, but for some reason I picked it up in a bundle of games this guy was selling just before he packed up, and he just said make me an offer, so I got it, and when I got home I was like, oh, it isn't the game, it's just a DVD. So for some reason I wanted to pick that up and thought, actually I'll have that now, complete. So that's the whole reason I picked that one up really, and I thought it's good to have at least one Formula 1 game in, I suppose. I've got my Superbike racing game, MotoGP, so why not have one of those. And the last one I picked up was True Crime New York City, because I have True Crime Streets of LA, and this is the second one. It didn't have as much of a good reception, I don't think, to this one. Again, it got tagged with that GTA clone thing that Good Godfather and some of those other games, Scarface, got. So hopefully it won't be as bad as what it got panned, but it was another one of those with LA that was a predecessor to Sleeping Dogs, which I really enjoyed. Sleeping Dogs, I thought that was a great game, and it's complete, and it was only £1, so I thought it's really worth checking out, and that's Activision as well. And Luxaflux, I think they must have been involved with that one. And today I picked up a couple of games, some more PS2 games, some of them more for my little girl, and some of them kind of just because, like I picked up Pirates of the Caribbean, The Legend of Jack Sparrow, just, I don't know, just because it was there, it was 75p. And mainly the one that sold me on that was it was Bethesda was involved with it, and they usually make alright games, so I thought this might not be a terrible cash in. And it was complete, and that only cost me 75p. Featuring the actual voice of Johnny Depp as well, if you're a big fan of Johnny Depp. I mean, I'm not a fan of him, like I don't gush over him, but as an actor he's been in some pretty decent films. Like I watched Fear and Loathing in Las Vegas just over the weekend, which was a strange film, and I ended up watching it at the ungodly hour, like 2 or 3 o'clock in the morning. Anyway, I also got Taz Wanted, which I don't know what it's like, but I've never seen it before, so that's what kind of piqued my interest with that. It's complete, and it only cost me 75p. And being a little bit more cartoony, it's a game I could enjoy with my little girl and play along with her, maybe give her a go on it. And the third one I got for the PlayStation 2 from the charity shop was more for my little girl than myself. I hope you believe me on that one, and that's Piglet's big game. And I've just picked that up because my little girl likes Winnie the Pooh and any kind of Disney things, so I thought this is a game that maybe she can try, and it does actually seem to have a little bit more substance to it than other games. Like for the PlayStation 1, kiddie games were just awful, I thought, but this looks like it actually could be an actual decent game, you know, for a little girl or boy. So that was Gotham Games, so Batman had a hand in that. And I also picked up some PlayStation 1 games. I got this puzzle game, Prism Land, another cheap title from Midas. He made a lot of cheap games, the budget kind of games, and it's kind of like Bubble Bobble kind of thing, but with cubes and all different shapes instead of the bobbles. And I also picked up The Adventures of Monkey Hero, which I've heard bad things about. I've heard this is a bad game, but for 75p I thought I'm willing to give it a chance, and it's got a decent box, so why not? I know it is a value case, it's a PlayStation value case, so that's probably going to be a transport for a better game. It'll give up its box. And I also, this is my box, my little case of loose games, and I saw a load of loose games hidden amongst some of the other loose CDs, so I picked them up on the hopes that a lot of them work. I've only tested 2 of them at the moment that actually work. Picked up a PlayStation 2 game, the Great Crazy Taxi, which I had for the Dreamcast, and that's an awesome little arcade race. It's just brimming with Sega-ness and just a uniqueness about some of those Dreamcast games for the Sega at that time. They were really good. I've got it in the box, but it's the platinum version, so that's the actual version. And I don't know if that works yet. I've only tested 2 games out, like I said. I also got a game, Snowboard Racer. That's another budget title from Midas, and I don't know what that'll be like, but it's kind of like a cheaper version of Cool Boarding, I think. But I'll have to test that out. I also got another Formula 1 game, I got F1 2000, and that does work. I've tested that out and it works. So for 20p each, which is what I paid for all these loose games, that's fine. And I picked up another one from Mardus, and it's one I've seen on the PlayStation Store, and that's the Miracle, what is it called? Miracle Space Race, and I've seen that on the PlayStation Store. So I don't know if that's just on there for the virtue that it's a kids game, and that's like the kind of, we've got to put some games on there for kids, so they put that in. But I don't know what it's actually like. And an absolute classic of the PlayStation 1 era. Wasn't a really big fan of it myself, but again, it just command a little bit of money now, and that's Crash Bandicoot Loose. But I'm sad to report though that that is badly scratched, so I'm fearing that that isn't going to work. I mean, it's not too bad for me because I already have it on my PlayStation 3. I bought it on the PlayStation Store, so that's not too bad. Another game that I've confirmed that does work though is Frogger 2, Swampy's Revenge. That does work. So that's Hasbro and Konami, or Konami, however you want to pronounce it. And that's obviously a spin-off from the classic arcade game. And I think that was about it, what I got from there. Oh, and I also got official PlayStation Magazine's demo number 52. So I don't know what's on there, but I have demo 38 as well that's actually in its case. I don't know what's on that because I don't have the case. But number 38 as Medieval and International Superstar Soccer 98, which actually that was in the shop, but it was that badly scratched I've just left it alone. But yeah, so this is from 98, so demo number 53 must be like 99, 2000 or something maybe. So it must have been late on in the PlayStation 1's lifespan, so hopefully you'll have some interesting games there from the latter part of the things. Like it might have that, I think it might have Final Resistance C12, I think it was called, a kind of stick shooter game. It might have that on it, I think, because that was one of the latter great, well, big titles. But I'll just have to go and see. But that's all I've got over the last couple of weeks. And if you have any thoughts or anything like that on the games, you can hit up the comment section. But that's really all I've got time for. So once again, until next time, I'm out.